Imagine this: a civilization on Mars thriving 10,000 years ago. Cities carved into canyons, towers piercing a thin crimson sky, and rivers flowing through what is now a barren desert. Could it be that humanity, or a branch of it, once called Mars home? Or is this just another myth written in the dust of time? Tonight, we explore one of the most provocative questions of all. What if humans colonized Mars 10,000 years ago? Mars has always captivated our imagination. From ancient astrologers charting its blood-red glow to modern scientists landing rovers on its surface, the planet has become a mirror for our hopes, fears, and myths. We see Mars not just as a neighbor in space, but as a possible chapter in humanity's forgotten history. Mainstream science tells us Mars was once a world of rivers, lakes, and even oceans. A world with a thicker atmosphere, a magnetic shield, and conditions that may have supported life. But what if life didn't just exist there in simple microbial form? What if intelligent beings, not unlike us, walked its valleys, built monuments, and perhaps escaped its collapse to find refuge on Earth? To ground this mystery, we must first understand the science of Mars. Geological evidence shows that billions of years ago, Mars had liquid water. Riverbeds snake across its deserts. Ancient shorelines marked vanished oceans, and minerals reveal that water once shaped its land. NASA's rovers, from Spirit to Curiosity, have confirmed this beyond doubt. But here's where the mystery deepens. Studies suggest Mars may have been habitable for far longer than we once thought. Some scientists argue that as recently as a few 100 million years ago, Mars may still have supported life. And while mainstream science focuses on microbes, speculative thinkers ask a bolder question. What if Mars supported civilizations? Imagine a timeline where, as Earth recovered from the Ice Age around 10,000 BCE, another world, Mars, was already dying. If humans or a human-like species had colonized Mars, could they have abandoned it to start anew here on Earth? Human history is filled with myths of celestial origins. Ancient Sumerians spoke of beings from the heavens, the Anunnaki, who came to Earth to shape civilization. Egyptian legends describe gods descending from the sky to teach knowledge and build monuments aligned with the stars. The Dogon tribe of Mali mysteriously knew of Sirius, a star invisible to the naked eye long before modern telescopes. Could these myths be echoes of a Martian exodus? If survivors from Mars found their way to Earth, would they not be remembered as gods, bringers of knowledge, or architects of civilization? And then there is Atlantis. Plato described a powerful civilization destroyed by cataclysmic floods around 9,600 BCE. Eerily close to the 10,000-year mark. Could Atlantis have been a colony, not on Earth, but on Mars? Its destruction, perhaps not by waves of water, but by storms of dust and a collapsing atmosphere. Speculation is one thing, but what about evidence?
Conspiracy theorists and alternative researchers often point to strange anomalies photographed by NASA. The most famous is the face on Mars, first captured by Viking 1 in 1976. At first glance, it appeared to be a colossal humanoid face staring from the Cydonia region. Though later images showed it as a natural mesa, some argue its symmetry is too precise to dismiss. Nearby are structures that, from orbit, resemble pyramids, in patterns that some claim mimic Egypt's Giza Plateau. These formations fuel the idea of a cosmic link between Mars and Earth. Other anomalies include what look like collapsed ruins, objects resembling carved stones, and even spherical formations scattered across the Martian soil. While most scientists explain these as natural geology, the human eye cannot help but see intention, design, and memory. If humans colonized Mars 10,000 years ago, how did they get there? And how did they leave? One theory suggests that humanity's origins are far older and more advanced than we think. That perhaps we once had the technology to travel between planets, only to lose it in a cataclysmic collapse. Civilizations rise and fall, but what if one rose so high it touched the stars? Alternatively, perhaps the colonization went the other way. Maybe Earth was the cradle, and a branch of humanity ventured to Mars during the Ice Age. They could have thrived for centuries, until Mars's environment collapsed. When survival became impossible, they returned to Earth, and were remembered not as travelers, but as gods. Imagine the legends of sky chariots, fiery craft descending from the heavens, and beings with knowledge of the cosmos. Could these be distorted memories of ancient astronauts who, in truth, were us?
There is another idea, one even more mysterious. That humanity carries within its myths a kind of cosmic memory. When we tell stories of lost worlds, sky beings, or civilizations destroyed by catastrophe, perhaps we are not inventing these tales. Perhaps we are remembering them. Fragments of a time when our ancestors lived not on Earth alone, but across worlds. Psychologists call this collective memory. Mystics call it the Akashic Record. But whatever the source, our stories may be the echoes of lives once lived beneath the red sky of Mars. So, if humans colonized Mars 10,000 years ago, what does that mean for us today? It would mean we are not confined to one world, that our history is far older, far richer, and far more mysterious than we've ever imagined. It would mean that our destiny has always been written in the stars. Perhaps the ruins of Mars still whisper our story. Perhaps our myths are not fantasy, but memory. And perhaps one day, as we set foot on Mars again, we will not be pioneers, but homecomers. This is Myths of the Cosmos. Subscribe and join us as we uncover the secrets of the stars.